It's 11:37 p.m. You're in bed. The light from your phone illuminates a face you don't recognize. Hollow. Waiting. You sent the text 2 hours ago. You posted the picture 4 hours ago. Now you're scrolling, checking, refreshing, hunting for that little red notification, that reply, that electronic signal from the outside world that says, "You are seen. You are enough." Every minute that passes without it feels like a judgment, a quiet, crushing confirmation of a fear you will not name, even to yourself. This is the moment of weakness. It doesn't happen on a battlefield with explosions and shouting. It happens in the suffocating silence of your own bedroom, a prisoner to a 4-inch glass screen. You are not in command. You are a reactor, waiting for a stimulus that validates your existence. The enemy is not the phone. To blame the technology is a coward's move. The enemy has a name, and you must learn to speak it. Approval-seeking. It is a cancer of the soul that has convinced you that your value is a number held in someone else's hand. It metastasizes into every area of your life, turning you into a beggar for validation from people whose opinions are fundamentally worthless. You angle your body in a photograph not for yourself, but for them. You soften your opinion in a meeting not for truth, but for them. You choose your words, your clothes, your very identity as a performance for an audience that does not care about you. This is the doctrine of the weak. The 99% live this way. They are puppets, and their strings are pulled by the invisible whims of the crowd. Their moods are dictated by likes. Their actions are calibrated for applause. Their sense of self is a reflection in 1,000 fractured mirrors. They are not sovereign entities. They are echoes. The 1%, the operators, understand a cold and brutal truth. Validation that can be given can be taken away. Any power that is outsourced is not power at all. It is a leash. True power, true internal authority is generated, not received. It is forged in the silence, when no one is watching, when the only judge is you. It is a fortress built from the inside out. In 7 minutes, I will give you the 5-step validation protocol. This is not a list of tips. It is a tactical sequence designed to sever your dependency on external approval. But first, you need to understand the psychological mechanism of the external locus of identity, because without it, every compliment you receive will only tighten the leash around your neck. Without this understanding, the protocol will be useless. Do not turn this off. Recognize that impulse. It's the voice of the weakness inside you, the part that is terrified of what it will find when it looks in the mirror. It wants comfort. It wants distraction. It wants to go back to the mindless scroll. But you are still here. You are still listening. That means another part of you, the part that desires to be sovereign, is fighting back. Stay, listen, and decide right now which man you are going to be. To click away is to admit that the strings are still attached. It is to consciously choose the herd over the hard path of command. It is to surrender your one chance to build a self that cannot be shaken by the opinions of others. Your training begins now. Do not flinch. You operate under a delusion, a carefully constructed lie you tell yourself in the quiet moments of the night. You believe there is a finish line. You think if you can just get enough approval from your boss, from that woman, from the faceless strangers on the internet, you will finally feel secure. You believe if you can just accumulate a critical mass of external validation, the internal need for it will finally vanish. This is the most dangerous lie a man can believe, because it promises a destination that does not exist. The mechanism that holds you captive is called the hedonic treadmill. It's a term from behavioral psychology, and it is the blueprint of your prison. Every time you get a like or a compliment, your brain releases a hit of dopamine. It feels good. It feels like progress, but it is temporary. It is a neurological illusion. Your brain's baseline for pleasure resets almost immediately. And next time, you need a bigger hit to feel the same rush. You need more likes, a more enthusiastic compliment, a faster reply. You are a junkie, and the world is your dealer. Your frantic pursuit of validation isn't leading you to a feeling of wholeness. It is only deepening your addiction. You think you are building a foundation of self-worth. You are digging a deeper grave for your sovereignty. You are reinforcing the very neural pathways that keep you weak, that keep you begging. This is not a path to a stronger self. This is a protocol for self-enslavement. You become a reactor, not an actor. Your emotional state is no longer under your command. It is a direct consequence of outside signals. A good comment means a good hour. A delayed text means a ruined afternoon. You have handed the controls of your internal state to the most unreliable forces in the universe, the opinions of other people. You think one more promotion, one more compliment on your physique, one more yes from her will finally fill the void. That is a child's fantasy. The void is not a space to be filled. It is a black hole. The approval of others is just starlight it consumes on its way to absolute nothing. It provides no mass. It provides no heat. It is a fleeting spectacle that leaves the void even darker, even hungrier than before. The shame you feel isn't from being judged. The shame is from willingly participating in your own subjugation, from knowing you have the capacity for a mental fortress, a citadel of self-worth, yet choosing to live in a tent, hoping the weather is kind. This is the cost of inaction. It is not a static state of being. It is a dynamic state of decay. Every day you continue this pattern. You are not just standing still. You are actively rehearsing weakness. You are training your mind to be fragile. Remember the 5-step validation protocol I mentioned? We are almost there. But there is one more thing you must understand first. The ancient law of command that governs this territory. Without it, the protocol is just a series of empty movements. The first step, the inventory, will feel pointless, and you will fail before you even begin. You have to understand the philosophical doctrine before you can properly wield the weapon. You have to see the trap not just for what it is, but for how it was constructed. You built it, brick by brick, post by post, refresh by refresh. The good news is that the man who built the prison is the only one who can tear it down. The path out is not forward, chasing the next hit. It is inward, to the foundation. It is time to stop asking for permission to feel powerful. It is time to learn the laws of the sovereign mind. 2,000 years ago, the most powerful man in the world, Marcus Aurelius, wrote a private journal while commanding legions at the edge of the Roman Empire. He was not writing for an audience. He was not looking for likes. He was forging his own soul in the fires of war and responsibility. And in that silence, he wrote this: ___, quote __, one ___. This is not philosophy. This is a combat doctrine for the mind. This is the weapon you have been missing. Your ___, quote __, two ___, is no longer the man who lives next door. Your neighbor is the 10,000 ghosts you carry in your pocket. Every time you refresh your feed, you are looking to see what your neighbor says, does, or thinks. You are surrendering your time, your focus, and your command to their judgment. You are stepping into a digital coliseum and begging for the crowd's thumb to point up. Marcus Aurelius understood a fundamental law of power. A man's worth is contained entirely in his own actions, not in the perception of those actions. The act itself is the reward. Everything else is static. A distraction designed to keep you weak, to keep you looking outward for a sense of self that can only be built inward. You are outsourcing the construction of your own identity to people who do not care if you live or die. Remember the 5-step validation protocol I promised you? We are almost there. But there is one more thing you must understand first. This Stoic law is the operating system for that protocol. Without it, the steps are just empty movements. They will fail because you will not grasp the strategic objective. You will be a soldier following orders without knowing why he is fighting. And a soldier like that breaks under the first sign of real pressure. The protocol I will give you is not a list of tips. It is a procedure for building a sovereign mind, one that generates its own validation. This is not a game. Every time you post something with the hidden intention of getting a specific response, you are eroding your own foundation. You are training your nervous system to believe that the source of your value is external. You are becoming a reactor, not an actor, a puppet, not an operator, a hollow man whose insides are filled with the echoes of other people's opinions. This is the ultimate form of slavery, a prison where the bars are invisible and you are your own warden, willingly handing the key to every stranger who scrolls past your life. A truly sovereign man does not ask for permission to be who he is. He simply is. I want you to think about the last photo you posted, the last comment you made, the last story you uploaded. Answer this with brutal honesty. Was that action an expression of a truth you hold? Or was it a performance engineered to extract a response? Was it a declaration of your own values, or a quiet request for the approval of the crowd? Expression or performance? Most people will choose performance every single time. Which one are you? Tell me in the comments right now. I read every single one. Once you begin this process of reclaiming your internal authority, you will face the next enemy in the chain: resentment. It is the poison that grows in the heart of the man who feels powerless. You will begin to resent the very people whose approval you once craved. If you do not have the doctrine to neutralize it, it will rot you from the inside. If you want the protocol for dismantling resentment and building a truly unshakable inner citadel, make sure you are subscribed. That is coming next. You have now been briefed on the strategic doctrine. You understand the enemy. You understand the battlefield. Prepare yourself. In the next part, I will hand you your weapon. The protocol is next. These are not suggestions, these are orders. This is the moment you stop being a passive reactor to the world and start becoming an active operator within it. You have been briefed on the enemy. You understand the trap. Now you are being issued your weapon. This is the 5-step validation protocol. Do not deviate. Execute it with precision. Step 1. The inventory. Your first command is to conduct reconnaissance. Take out your phone. Open the social media application where you most often seek validation. For the next 60 seconds, your mission is to scroll. But you are forbidden from interacting. You will not like, you will not comment, you will not post. You are a ghost in the machine. Your objective is to observe the system as a detached analyst. Watch the desperate pleas for attention. See the carefully constructed images designed to signal status. Feel the pull in your own gut to participate, to react, to beg for your turn to be seen. This is not a small step. It is the first crack in the prison wall. This 60-second drill breaks the hypnotic trance of the reactor and shifts you into the cold, calculating mindset of the operator. You are no longer a user begging for a fix. You are an intelligence agent gathering intel on the nature of your own cage. Step 2. The fast. For the next 24 hours, you will enter a state of complete transmission silence. You will not post anything. No stories, no status updates, no comments, no pictures. You are permitted to respond to direct inbound communication, but you will not initiate any public broadcast of your existence. You will feel the impulse, the itch in your thumb, the nagging voice that says, if you are not seen, you do not exist. This is the addiction speaking. Your protocol is to starve it. This fast is a controlled demolition of the weak, externally defined identity you have allowed to form. You are teaching your nervous system on a cellular level that your existence is not contingent on applause. You will feel invisible. Good. The most dangerous men build their power in the silence, not on the stage. This is the forging of your internal armor. Step 3. The delay. From this moment forward, you will establish a new rule of engagement for your own mind. The next time you feel the compulsive urge to check for a reply, a like, or a comment, you will not obey. Instead, you will set a timer for 15 minutes. You are forbidden from checking until that timer expires. In that 15-minute interval, you will execute a physical task. 10 push-ups, a walk around the block. You will clean one thing in your immediate environment. This protocol inserts a critical buffer between stimulus and response. It is in that space that discipline is born. The urge will feel like an emergency. It is an echo of your former weakness, and you will command it to silence. You are not just waiting. You are actively reclaiming sovereign territory from the enemy of impulse. You are proving through action that the urge does not command you. You command it. Step 4. The internal source. This is the cornerstone of a sovereign mind. Identify one meaningful task you must complete today. It can be for your work, your training, or your personal life. Before you begin, take a piece of paper and write down a single sentence. This sentence will define, according to your standards and your standards alone, what a job well done looks like for this specific task. When you complete the task, you will read that sentence. That is your evaluation. It is the only one that matters. You will not ask for anyone else's opinion. You will not post about it. You will not seek a compliment. This trains you to become your own judge, your own jury, and your own highest authority. You are systematically shifting your locus of evaluation from the chaotic, unreliable external world to the granite-like foundation of your own internal citadel. Step 5. The rejection. Your final drill is a live fire exercise. In your next low-stakes conversation, you will state a calm, reasoned opinion that you suspect the other person or the group disagrees with. Do not be aggressive. Do not be insulting. Simply state your position with quiet conviction. Then, you will hold the silence. Do not apologize for it. Do not soften it. Let them disagree. Let the social friction exist. This is voluntary exposure therapy. You are intentionally facing the thing you fear, disapproval, in a controlled environment. You are recalibrating your primal threat response, teaching your nervous system that their disagreement is not a saber-toothed tiger. It is just noise. You are learning in your bones that you can and will survive it. This proves that your integrity is more valuable than their agreement. You now have the 5-step validation protocol. The tools are in your hand, but the weapon is useless without the correct mindset to wield it. I promised you the protocol. But I also told you that without understanding the psychological prison you are in, the protocol is just a set of keys you won't know how to use. The name of that prison is the external locus of identity. This is the final piece of intelligence you need. It is the mechanism that keeps you weak. It is the belief, drilled into you since birth, that the definition of who you are is a document held in someone else's office. You believe your identity is a verdict passed down by a jury of your peers, your superiors, and the women you desire. You live your life as a defendant in a trial you didn't even know was happening, constantly presenting evidence for your own worth and begging for a favorable ruling. This is not a life. It is a parole hearing that never ends. Every compliment is a temporary stay of execution. Every criticism is a confirmation of your sentence. The protocol I gave you is not about getting more compliments. It is about firing the jury, dismissing the court, and walking out of the prison for good. It is a declaration that you are the sole and sovereign judge of your own value. Let's be clear about what you just learned. The 5 steps are not a self-help checklist. They are a sequence of tactical strikes against this external locus. The inventory turned you from a prisoner into a guard observing the prison yard. You stopped being a participant in the madness and became a student of its mechanics. The fast was not about digital silence. It was an act of secession. You taught your nervous system on a cellular level that your existence is not contingent on external validation. You exist, therefore you are. The applause is irrelevant. The delay was basic training for your will. You took the space between stimulus and response, that microscopic gap where 99% of men are slaves to their impulses, and you fortified it. You built a command post in that space, proving that you give the orders, not the itch for approval. The internal source was the forging of a new throne. You practiced the art of defining success on your own terms, and then accepting that definition as final. This is the foundation of a sovereign mind. And finally, the rejection. This was your inoculation. You deliberately exposed yourself to the toxin of disapproval in a controlled dose, training your system to recognize it not as a threat, but as meaningless noise from a world you no longer answer to. This is the war you are in. It is a war for territory, and the territory is your own soul. The man with an external locus of identity is a reactor. His life is a series of defensive maneuvers, constantly adjusting his position based on incoming fire from the opinions of others. He is a ship without a rudder, blown about by the winds of social pressure. He feels a constant low-grade shame, the shame of knowing he is not the author of his own life. He is a character in a story someone else is writing. The man with an internal locus of identity is an operator. He is a fortress. He determines the direction of his own life. The winds of opinion blow against his walls and break. He generates his own power, his own heat, his own light. He does not need the world to validate him, because he is too busy building his own. The protocol is the blueprint for that fortress. Now you must start laying the stones. The next 24 hours are not just another day. They are the first day of a new regime, your own. You either begin to execute the protocol and sever the puppet strings now, or you consent to being a marionette for the rest of your life. The choice is yours. The moment is now. Type this in the comments below. I am the source. This is not a hollow phrase. This is a command. Typing it is a conscious act of psychological commitment. It is a digital contract with yourself, a public declaration that you are seizing control of your own evaluation. It primes the neural pathways for the difficult work to come. It is your first order as a sovereign commander. Execute.